Why do cats shade so much? Why does my cat overgroom its belly? What should I do about cat hairballs? My cat has fleas. What should I do? These are just some of the many questions that we receive from our readers. And part of being a good cat owner is asking these types of questions. But who will provide answers? Good news. We have thousands of in-depth cat care, behavior, and health-related articles. Everything can be found on excitedcats.com. We also have a dedicated team of veterinarians and cat experts who are more than happy to provide insight, advice, and tips. My name is Isabel, I'm with the Excited Cats team, and today I'm going over 9 common questions that we receive from you guys and answers provided by our in-house veterinarian, Dr. Paola Cuevas. If you love cats and you want to learn more about them and how to care for your cat properly, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to catch new videos each and every Monday. Let's begin. Okay, so the first question we got is, why is one of my cats losing his hair on his belly and the back of his legs? It's starting to concern me. He seems fine. It's just the hair loss. Okay, so alopecia is the medical term for hair loss in cats. There are several reasons why a cat might be losing hair. Some of the most common reasons include allergies, parasites such as fleas, and fungal infections such as ringworms. The most common reasons why cats lose hair on their legs and their belly is due to overgrooming. This is known as psychogenic alopecia. This is a behavioral issue that some cats have, and it causes them to obsessively lick and scratch themselves due to a compulsion or anxiety. Most cats that suffer from anxiety tend to overgroom their belly, sides, and the back of their legs. Depending on the severity, your cat might need medical treatment to help the skin rest and regenerate and help the hair grow back. Changes in the environment and daily behavioral management can go a long way to keep your cat mentally and physically stimulated. However, cats with extreme anxiety cases might need some anti-anxiety medication. Another common issue of cats losing hair in certain areas is pain. For example, cats suffering from arthritis tend to lick the site of pain. Your best bet would be to take your cat to your veterinarian for a medical evaluation to rule out any serious diseases. Your vet can also help you make a plan if psychogenic alopecia is diagnosed. Question number 2. What is the proper procedure to prep a kitten for anesthesia? Can an unqualified and unlicensed person administer anesthesia? Okay, so all cats must have a pre-anesthetic physical examination before anesthesia is administered. Because a kitten system is still developing, there are additional considerations to take care of before and during anesthesia. Kittens have minimal glycogen stores in the liver, so withholding of food should be kept to a minimum. Kittens that are still lactating should not fast. Kittens older than 6 weeks of age that are eating solid food need to fast only for a maximum of 3 to 4 hours before general anesthesia. Prolonged fasting of these patients may result in hypoglycemia and dehydration and predispose them to hypothermia. The withholding of water isn't necessary. Anesthesia should only be performed by a licensed medical professional, especially pediatric veterinary anesthesia, since a kitten's immature physiological system and its small size could potentially make the process difficult. Kittens have a larger body surface area relative to their body weight and minimal fat reserves, making them extremely vulnerable to hypothermia. Only qualified and experienced medical professionals are able to monitor, prevent, and handle an emergency situation. Question number 3. My cat has constant hairballs. He gets brushed daily and is on a prescribed cat food. What can I do to help prevent the hairballs? Okay, so hairballs and vomiting are not normal. Chronic hairballs are a sign of hypomotility. Many cats on a dry food diet that suffer from constant hairballs see great improvement when changing to a moisture-rich and species-appropriate diet. Dr. Cuevas recommends looking for a good quality fresh food that is protein-based and rich in natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids. Switching from free feeding to timed meals is an important part of hairball prevention. Hunger helps to trigger appropriate gastric emptying. You should also make sure that the diet is low in carbohydrate content. High carbohydrate diets are not natural for cats and they cause dysbiosis, which results in inflammation and digestive issues. Additionally, try adding some cat-specific probiotics to your cat's regime. Dysbiosis due to a carb-loaded diet is the underlying factor of some hairball cases. Probiotics can help reduce inflammation and restore your cat's digestive immunity and overall health. If the problem persists after all these changes, consider adding an egg yolk lecithin supplement to your cat's regime. This should be started in a very small amount and gradually increased while monitoring the cat's feces consistency. So it's better done under the supervision of a veterinarian. Question number 4. Please help me with this problem. I can't get rid of the fleas on my cats. I tried everything. Managing a flea infestation, especially when it's severe, can be quite a daunting task. These parasites are extremely resilient, and treatments can sometimes fail to eliminate the immature forms, such as the eggs and the larvae. Adult fleas infest your cats and feed on their blood, causing discomfort and irritation on the skin. Since flea eggs are released into the environment, treating only the cat can often result in recurrent reinfestations, which is very frustrating. Flea eggs can be scattered all across your home, especially in places like curtains, carpets, couches, and bedding. For this reason, getting rid of all the fleas that have infested your home is very challenging. You have to have a lot of discipline and work very hard to make sure you've covered every corner of your house. Luckily, Dr. Cuevas breaks it down into steps. The first step is to treat the cat against fleas first. All animals in the household need to be treated simultaneously to prevent reinfestations. It's important to be aware that some products used to treat dog flea infestations are highly toxic to cats. You shouldn't use dog flea products on a cat without consulting a veterinarian first. You might even need to separate your cats and your dogs for a couple of days to avoid accidents. Pour-on liquids are Dr. Cuevas' favorite because they last around 30 days and some formulations are also effective against ticks. The content is placed between your cat's shoulder blades where they cannot lick it, and they are effective within the first 24 hours. Make sure you purchase the right product for your cat's size and body weight. Flea collars are also effective against adults and the larvae. Collars have a strong smell, but their protection can last as long as 8 months. Some cats do not get used to the wearing of a collar. It is very important to purchase only breakaway collars to protect your cats from accidents. Animals with sensitive skin can suffer chemical burns, so the neck needs to be regularly checked to make sure the collar is not irritating your cat's skin. Anti-flea oral medication is also available. These pills start killing adult fleas on your cat within 30 minutes of ingestion. Some dogs have reported seizures following the treatment of oral anti-flea medication, so it's best to consult your veterinarian. Another option is removing the fleas with a flea comb. These combs have long, tiny teeth where fleas get trapped. Comb around your cat's neck and tail to collect the eggs and adult fleas. Submerging the comb in a dish of hot soapy water will help trap and kill the fleas. This requires technique and speed as fleas can jump very fast. This method is best for kittens. You also get sprays, shampoos, and powders. Dr. Cuevas always recommends starting with a good anti-flea shampoo bath. This will help the cats feel relief and help get rid of most adult fleas. However, bathing tends to be easier with dogs than with cats. The second step is to do a deep cleaning of your house and the surrounding areas. Vacuum the house to get rid of flea eggs laid on surfaces and pay special attention to little crevices. Very carefully empty the vacuum contents into a sealed plastic bag. Step number 3. Remove all the bedding, your cat's and your own, and wash everything with hot water and detergent on a heavy-duty cycle. Wash everything washable in your home, including cushions, stuffed toys, and shower mats. Everything that's washable should get washed. Step number 4. Steam clean every square inch of your home if you can, including floors, sofas, and beds. Pay special attention to the areas where your cat hangs out the most. Step number 5. Get an anti-flea spray and spray all the surfaces of your home. Make sure that cats are not allowed in that area during the first 24 to 48 hours to avoid accidents. Step number 6. If your cat is allowed outside, vacuum and steam clean every possible surface on the patio. You will have to consider treating the areas with sprays or even calling exterminators. But making sure your cats are not allowed outside during a safety time margin is the best option. Make sure you're using pet-safe products. Adding flea repellent plants to your garden is also a good idea. Some examples are catnip, rosemary, sage, or thyme. Keep in mind that you'll likely have to go through this whole process a couple of times to make sure that you really get rid of the infestation. Dr. Cuevas highly recommends to keep your cat on a monthly cycle of the pour-on flea treatment. The best way to prevent this from happening to you in your home and your cat is by having no adult fleas at all. So removing them from your cat with a monthly treatment is the best way to eliminate the possibilities of a house-wide infestation. How can I stop my kitten from biting? Okay, so kittens are still developing and learning and growing and getting used to all the rules of the game. So you can't really get mad at them for biting because it's a completely natural behavior and it's also one of their defense mechanisms. So it's instinctual and it's not something that can necessarily be completely stopped. But you can teach your cat that it's not behavior that you necessarily want to happen. During a kitten's development, it is very important to avoid unintentionally reinforcing undesired behaviors such as biting. Your kitten should have access to toys, scratching surfaces, and climbing surfaces to allow them to display their natural behaviors, such as scratching and biting. However, when it comes to cat and human interactions, it should be very clear what is allowed and what is not okay. The best is to learn your cat from a very young age that no biting is allowed. When your kitten is playing with you and biting your hand, make sure that you remove your hand and make it physically impossible for your kitten to bite you or reach your hand. You don't need to punish your kitten, just make sure that when your cat is playing softly and calmly with you and not biting, you want to really reinforce that behavior in a positive manner. If your kitten bites you, all the attention, affection, and interactions have to stop immediately. Use the feeding times to have some positive interactions with your kitten. Touch the kitten in a respectful manner and avoid pushing its buttons. What your kitten learns now will be very important for your future relationship. Do make sure to provide the kitten with ways to burn its energy by playing with toys, lasers, or my personal favorite, hide and seek. My baby does this only when she is sleeping. Some say